Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're talking about 10 businesses you can start either as a side business or a full-time business for under $100. I threw out this idea on a video yesterday, and you guys ran with it. I saw so many comments. It was ridiculous about, do a video about this 10 businesses to start for under $100. So I was like, I got to do this. So I came up with 10 business ideas that you can start for under $100, guys. Now, I also tried to make a diverse base, so not just male-focused industries, but some of these are like more female businesses, some of them are more male businesses, some of them are more businesses you got to use your muscles and hard labor for. Some of them are more like you got to use your mind for. So a lot of different businesses, very diverse. So hopefully every single person watching this video, there's at least one of these businesses you're like, that's the one for me. I should go start that as a side business or a full-time business, guys. So I hope you enjoy this today, and let's get into it. Number one. This one is number one for a reason, because I think it has the most potential on impacting the most amount of people that watch my channel, and it is a social media personality. If you rewind time 3 or 5 years ago, the only way you could make money on social media as a personality, right, was if you had a ridiculously huge base, like millions of followers, millions of subscribers or whatever. Now, the game has totally changed where you don't have to have that many to make a full-time living, to make a full-time income. I make a very good income from the Financial Education Channel, and we only have 50,000 subscribers on this channel. Well, technically, as of this video being released, we'll have a little bit under 50,000, but roughly 50,000. I make a very good income from this channel, and the only thing I sell on this channel is a $10 book, a $10 ebook. So it's not like you need to have all these products and services. So how can you go about doing this? Well, you got to first think about if there's something you want to do out there. Maybe you're really funny, like maybe you can come out with very funny comedy sketches. Well, then think about, well, where's the best place to do these comedy sketches? Are you doing short form stuff? If you're doing short form, then maybe a Facebook or an Instagram or something like that is the best place to do it. Maybe you want to do longer form type comedy skits, something like, say a Ryan Higa type channel that has like 20 million people, 20 million subscribers here on YouTube. You might want to use YouTube for that if it's longer form content. So let's say you have something you can teach people. Maybe you're really good at doing makeup. Maybe you're really good at doing hair or something like that. Like you can think, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel around this, or maybe I want to just start something around Facebook. But think about a platform that you want to make your home base. So like, I'm also on Snapchat, right? I'm also on Twitter, but YouTube's like my home base. I have way more subscribers here than I have followers on Snapchat or Twitter and anything, those kinds of things. Like those are just like side piece forums, right? But I'm on YouTube mainly, like that's my main place. So you got to figure out what can you do? What value can you bring out there? Can you teach people something? That's what my channel's about. Teaching about entrepreneurship, teaching about the stock market, teaching about personal finance. But maybe it's something else you're teaching. Maybe you're teaching people how to fix a toilet. Like maybe you're a really good handyman. You might be able to start a YouTube channel or an Instagram account or something that will spread, encourage people to share it and those kinds of things, guys. There's so many possibilities out there. It is amazing. Now, how do you make money once you start building up? The first thing is, for the first 6 to 12 months of whatever you're doing, you need to focus around just building up people, getting more people to follow you, getting more subscribers, whatever it is on whatever platform you're on. But once you've gotten to a place where you've got a lot of people built, now you can think about, okay, how do I monetize this? Well, if you're on YouTube, you can automatically monetize from pretty much day one because you can put ads on your channel, right? And there's a lot of different ways of making money as far as ads go. Like if you have something that a lot of younger people, you need to get a lot of people watching it. But at the same time, let's say you're a comedy-based something, right? If you're comedy-based, then almost everybody's your potential market. Like almost every single person out there likes to laugh, right? I mean, you have to be really sad if you don't like to laugh, right? Everybody's into comedy, so there's a huge potential there, but you might not make as much on the ads. But if you're in this segment over here, that segment over there, you might be able to make more than ads. Now, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, Facebook has something coming out that's ad-based, but they're still not really there yet. So if you're on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, then the best way to play it on those platforms is actually to get people to sponsor your channel. So you do a video and you sponsor their product, or it's product placement, things like that. You can make so much money because now a lot of companies have realized, wow, that person gets 10,000 people to watch their Instagram video every day, that they come out with some little comedy sketch. I should probably try to see, you know, how much they would charge for being in there a week. They might pay you $1,000 just to have their product in your videos for a week in the background or something, or you talking about it, or you do a picture with it or whatever, guys. So the amount of money to be made on social media, it is phenomenal. And there are literally hundreds of thousands of people making full-time incomes from social media some kind of way. There's also more than many hundred thousands of people who are making side incomes on social media, who are just making some money here and there through doing whatever it is. The possibilities is ridiculous, guys, because there's so many people on these platforms and everybody's looking for a creator to follow or something like that, guys. So the potential is huge for social media. That's why I wanted to cover that. Number one, there's so many different ways to make money. You know, releasing your own products or services once you get a base built up, like it's just a huge opportunity out there, guys. And literally, you don't need any money to start it, because guess what? It's free to open a Facebook account. It's free to open an Instagram account. It's free to start a YouTube channel. And you don't have to record on fancy equipment, right? Or you don't have to take pictures with fancy equipment. Use your cell phone. Almost everybody has a cell phone who's above the age of 14 years old in a developed country, and the cameras and videos, those record just fine. You don't need to spend any money to start those kind of businesses, guys. Number two, it's a house cleaning / office cleaning business. So if you're starting a cleaning business, super cheap to start, right? You need a bucket, you need some chemicals, you go to Walmart, you need a bottle of Lysol and some scrubbing bubbles and stuff like that. This is not a capital intensive business at all. You need a vacuum cleaner. Heck, you can get a vacuum cleaner for $40 brand new, or you can go get one used for $20 on eBay or whatever, guys. So that is the way to start it. And very cheap business to start, a very easy business as far as get some business cards made. Go walk around neighborhoods. I would say middle class and above type neighborhoods if you're going after the home businesses. If you're going after commercial businesses and commercial clients, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to reach out to a lot of decision makers within that business, right? You don't just want to leave a business card on the door, because the chances are the person walking in there, they don't own the building. The building's usually owned by some separate investment company. So you can go walk around the campus of, you say you see a commercial building, go walk around the campus. It'll take you about a minute and you'll see, so-and-so owns this building, because it's probably going to be somewhere on the building. And then you go and contact that company. H&R Investments, they're the ones that own that property. Okay, H&R Investments, let me Google them. Oh, I found their number. Okay, now I can go ahead and call them and, ask the secretary or whatever to speak to whoever it is you need to speak to, the decision maker. You're trying to, clean that building or whatever, and then make sure you're underpricing your competition. When you're the new guy in the block, underprice competition, because you're the new guy on the block. You're the desperate one. So the last thing you want to do is come in and charge the same price or more expensive, even worse, than the old guy was charging, because you might not even, the other person's not even going to trust what you're doing as it is. You're at a disadvantage. So you need to definitely underprice yourself rather than overprice or fairly price, guys. So always underprice, especially in those kinds of businesses. Another business you can start for under $100. Number three, personal training. We live in the golden age of personal training now. So many people want personal training, and a lot of people are definitely, maybe they don't have a personal training certificate and all that stuff, but a lot of people know a lot about working out. You can get clients that way. Now, also, kids, so many parents will pay for their kids to, be trained by somebody. If you were successful at a sport, go and advertise that out there. Go and talk to people. Go say, hey, I'll train your kid, in the off season and whatnot. Now, what I would do with this business is, obviously, there's almost no capital to start unless you need to buy some special equipment. You want to buy a speed ladder like I have on the floor. It's $20, stuff like that. You want to buy that, you can. But what I recommend in this type of business, a personal training type business, right, where you're either training adults or especially if you're training kids, make sure you just draft up a little contract that says, you're not responsible if the kid breaks their leg or has a heart attack or something. That will help cover you on the back end, where it would be really, really hard for someone to come after you anyways to try to sue you or something like that if something happened like that. But just, it's an extra thing you can kind of have in your back pocket in that type of business. That's the only thing I would say. Go out there, and then once you kind of build that business, actually go to a lawyer and then pay the money if it costs you $200 or $500 or whatever. So then just look over the contract and make sure it just covers you on the backside, just in case something happens, because who knows, you might be, in this business for 20, 30 years. The chance something might arise someday where, somebody breaks their leg out there or tears their knee and someone tries to say, you're responsible because you're the one training her or something. Just cover yourself because you're not backed by a company. You're only backed by yourself, guys. So make sure you do that. Number 4, a car detail business. Now, the old school way was you got to open up a car wash. You got to take out all this capital and open up a big car wash and things if you want to start a car detail business. Not anymore, not anymore. Now it's all about going to the customer. So the car detail business, I would specifically hit up wealthier type neighborhoods. Wealthier type neighborhoods. Now, how do you find wealthier type neighborhoods if you don't know where they're at in your city? Go to Zillow, download the Zillow app on your phone or your tablet, and price out homes. Say, go to the filter mechanism and say, $500,000 or $400,000 in over houses. That's all you want to look at and say, okay, there's a group of houses over here I need to hit up, group of houses over here. You can either knock on their door and actually do that whole way, which is actually the best way, even though it's going to be the most painful because some people are going to say, go away, slam the door in your face, shut up, this and that, are going to hate you. But also you could just leave business cards on doors, things like that if you don't want to, if you're not comfortable enough getting out there and actually selling yourself to them. But that is the way, and you actually go to the business, go to the person's house and clean their vehicle actually at the house. So you don't have to take out $100,000 or $500,000 or $1 million to start a car wash. That's old school philosophy. And these businesses are succeeding. I'm in super wealthy neighborhoods all the time for my business, for my real estate business, right? I see all the time car detailing trucks and whatnot, that say, oh, we're car detail, and I'll see them, detailing some Rolls Royce or something, some beautiful car. And that's the way it's done, guys. And you can start that for super, super cheap. Number five, a hairstylist / makeup artist. Once again, not to start a retail place. This is another one where you go to the person's house. So you advertise yourself as a personal, hairstylist, a personal makeup artist. Maybe I tell you, there's a lot of women CEOs out there, a lot of women that are executives that would literally love to have someone to come to their house at 6:35 every day and do their hair for them, or 6:35 and come do their makeup for them. There's a lot of women out there that have that kind of money that would love someone to come at 7:03 every single day. But you got to make sure you're on time for this type of business. And there's a lot of people out there that have the money to do this, right? And then don't feel like doing their hair themselves and would actually rather have it done in their house, in the comfort of their home, rather than have to go drive over here and have it done somewhere else where maybe they don't want to even be in public at that time, guys. So this is a phenomenal business model. Once again, something you can start for very little money, if not no money, because if you're into hairstyling, you probably already own all the equipment, the curlers and all that stuff for hair, right? If it's a makeup business, then you're probably going to be using the makeup that the person has at their house already. You're not going to be bringing in your own makeup kit and stuff like that, guys. So this is a phenomenal business. If you're really good at doing hair, you're really good at doing makeup, it's a good business to get in. You don't need some kind of special license or something like that, as far as you don't need to have gone to cosmetology school and all that BS. If you really know your stuff, and especially if you're using their own products, you're ready to go, guys. But you got to be really good at that stuff if you want to, sell yourself for it. Number six is an exterior home painter. Every about 15 plus years, a home needs to be repainted on the outside. The fences, the walls, the home itself, they get dirty, they get nasty, the paint chips off, all that kind of stuff. For about 15 years, that's when it starts happening. An exterior home painter is someone that can start a business for very cheap. You need a pole, you need a roller, and you need the paint, right? So you can start that business for super, super cheap, guys. And this is a phenomenal one because guess what? You're going to be able to drive around neighborhoods and see what houses need to be painted, what people's walls need to be painted, all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people that are looking for somebody to do that. They just haven't found anybody, or they haven't really. It's one of those things that kind of gets pushed off, right? It's one of those things that kind of gets pushed off, and people aren't like running out there to do it, right? Because it's like exterior of the home, who cares? And if you're the one that kind of pushes it and say, hey, you know what, I can do that all for $300 or whatever, then all of a sudden maybe people are interested in that. Sell yourself, once you get a few houses, make sure you take some nice pictures of those. Hey, look at this is the before and after. Look at what this house looked like before. Look what it looked at like after. Imagine what your home's going to look like after this, guys. Be a good salesman as far as that goes. And this is another business you start for cheap. And the way I would do it is, try to go look at developments that were built prior to 2000. So it's 2017 right now. So I would try to focus on homes in areas that the homes were built before 2000, year 2000, and then just focus around those areas, guys. Really good business. And by the way, if you also focus on HOA areas, that's another big one, because a lot of HOAs will force people to paint their homes. So you can say, hey, you know what, your HOA might be coming after you soon anyway, so you might as well get it painted now. I'll paint it for you. I give you this price. Underpriced competition once again, and boom, you got a sale there, guys. Number seven, basic landscaper. Basic landscaper. Not super high level stuff like trimming bushes, raking rocks like in the out here on the West Coast. Really easy, because you don't even need a lawnmower most of the time, because guess what? Most of the homes, especially here in Vegas, right? They don't even have grass. Like, they'll have rocks that need to be raked and look neat and stuff, and the kids walk on them or whatever and make a mess. They just need the rocks to be raked. They need trees to be trimmed. Pretty simple. Bushes to be trimmed. That kind of stuff. Like, you can literally start a landscaping business for under $100 as long as you got a truck and you can throw some stuff in the back of it when it's all over, guys. Easy business to start. Not rocket science out there. Basic landscaping. Number eight, a second language tutor. A second language tutor. So there's so many kids out there that want to learn a second language, right? There's so many parents that want their kids to learn a second language, and there's so many working professionals that want to learn a second language. They just don't really want to go down the Rosetta Stone lane, and they want a person to train them, and they would love it if that person trained them in their own house. Another business, phenomenal. You don't need any money to start this business. Make up some flashcards, make up some paper, make up some games that you guys can play and things like that. But you got to be very fluent in both languages. So if you're in America, right, you're probably going to have to know English, right? And like Spanish, that's a great one. A lot of people want to learn Spanish, because if you know Spanish, you might have a better chance of getting promoted at your workplace. If let's say you work at Walmart and there's a ton of Hispanic areas, right? They probably want someone that speaks fluent Spanish, because guess what? A lot of the customers you're dealing with might only know Spanish or might feel comfortable speaking Spanish. A lot of the employees that work there might speak better Spanish than they speak English. So you might actually be able to get a leg up. Same thing with a lot of companies that deal overseas. A lot of working professionals that are dealing overseas that have to deal with China a lot. A lot of people out there would love to learn Mandarin Chinese, because they would have a leg up over a lot of their English speaking competition, guys. So second language tutor, if you're really fluent in two languages, go find people that need to learn that other language and go teach them, guys. That's a phenomenal one. Number nine, two left here. This one is a thrift store / antique store finder to go ahead and sell on eBay. It's basically an eBay reseller is what you are. And what's the other one? Etsy reseller. Like, you can go to antique stores, you can go to thrift stores and find some gems. If you really know what you're doing and hey, you know what? That shirt over there, that will sell for $20 on eBay, and they're selling it for $3 here. Hey, that antique thing, that antique clock over there, I saw one of those on Etsy the other day for $300, and they're selling it at this antique store for $55. I need to buy that. Like, that is the way to do it. And this is another business, right? Because you can just buy, $50 worth of merchandise, as long as you know that's going to sell. Then you go ahead and you make another $50 profit on that. Then you keep compounding, you buy more stuff, and you can buy more expensive stuff that will sell for bigger prices, right? And guess what, guys? Very easy business, very easy to understand, very easy to pull up on your phone. Oh, this sells for this on this site. I can buy it here for this price. Take my eBay commission out. I'll make this much of a profit. Like, holy smokes, guys, that's such an easy business to do. It's ridiculous. As long as you know what you're doing on eBay, and as long as you know what you're doing on Etsy and some of those sites, guys, you can make so much money from that, because a lot of those antique shop owners, they don't know the internet. They don't want to deal with that, trying to resell and all that stuff. A lot of the thrift store owners, they don't know how to do all that reselling stuff on eBay. You really know it, and you've really focused on it and learned it, you can make so much money. It's insane, guys. And another business that literally you start for under $100. Number 10, last one. This is one of my favorite ones right now. One of my favorite ones out there. A social media manager for local businesses. Local businesses, most of them have no clue what they're doing on social media. They don't even have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Snapchat, a YouTube channel. Like, they don't have anything. They don't have a social media strategy. And some that do have a social media strategy, it's horrible. They have no clue what they're doing. They hardly ever post. They don't know. But a lot of those businesses would love someone to come in there and be a third party that handles all that for them, handles all their posting, all that stuff. But but a lot of these businesses don't have the kind of money to pay someone to be a full-time one. You know, they don't have $30,000, $40,000 to pay a full-time person, but they have maybe $5,000 a year to pay someone to, you know, do it on the side or whatever. You can be that person. And then you go out there, you get, let's say you're making $5,000 a client per year, right? Let's say you get 10 clients, 10 local businesses, right? You got the Mexican food place, you got the pizza shop, you got the antique store down the road, you got the tire shop, you know, in this business and this business, 10 of those clients making $5,000 a year on all of them, you're making $50,000 there, and it's straight profit. It's straight profit, guys. And you can teach them about advertising campaigns, and you don't even have to teach them about that. You can teach them about the benefits of that, and maybe even get more money. So maybe you would say, hey, I'll get you 1,000 views on YouTube for $500 or whatever. They might be willing to pay that. You might only have to pay $200 for those views. You make a $300 profit in the end on that, guys. So social media managing local businesses, big time, a lot of money to be made, and literally no money to start the business, like no money at all to start it, guys. So I hope this helped you tremendously today. I hope one of these 10 businesses enlightened you and you know, invigorated you, and you like, I need to go out and start this. All these you could pretty much do as a part-time thing. You know, if you got a regular job, you could start these as a part-time thing, and maybe all of a sudden you start succeeding, and then you're like, you know what, I want to forget my job, I want to, you know, do this full-time because there's a big potential here. That's kind of how I went with the financial education channel, right? I was focusing mostly on the real estate business, and then I was like, dude, this channel is growing so much, I need to focus more around this, and I need to put the real estate business on the back burner, and that's what I've done, and it's worked out. So that might happen when you do one of these businesses, guys, and these aren't the only 10 businesses in the world you can start for under $100. There's more. These are just, in my opinion, the 10 best, in a very diverse group that, you know, some are better for males, some are better for females, some are better for people that, you know, work better with their hands, some are better that work with their minds, some of them better that, you know, you've kind of are good in front of a camera, or really good photographer or something like that, guys. So hope you enjoyed this today. My book is linked in the description. That really doesn't have anything to do with the video. If you just came across the channel, you may want to subscribe. We talk personal finance on the channel. We talk entrepreneurship. I'm an actual business owner. I give away so many business tips, including a whole bunch today. We talk stock market investing more than anything. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.